If you look at the data on property and specifically mortgage lending, there is something lurking in the woodshed. You need to be older and wealthier to play. Mainstream bank lending has become the preserve of wealthier, older borrowers, with a combination of lending rules, risk aversion, climbing asset prices, and rising living costs, locking younger, less wealthy Australians out of the housing market. This, despite the promise banks are here to help and the claims across the media and socials that property is now booming. The rationing of credit is dressed up under the guise of responsible lending following the Royal Commission review, which identified predatory behaviour among some lenders. But the gap between housing's haves and have-nots simply keep growing, as will the societal, political and economic risks that follow. The fallout to those renting is also consequential, as my ongoing surveys have been tracking. The housing market is indeed broken. And CBA Chief Executive Matt Common summed it up neatly recently, saying, "There's a very important compact between generations. We need to be leaving the country better off for the next generation." And I think there's evidence that younger people increasingly don't feel that that's occurring, and not unreasonably either. Spot on. The housing market is indeed broken. And CBA Chief Executive Matt Common summed it up neatly recently, saying, "There's a very important compact between generations. We need to be leaving the country better off for the next generation." And I think there's evidence that younger people increasingly don't feel that that's occurring, and not unreasonably either. Spot on. And there is a broader issue still. Given home prices are stoked by high debt, creating an extraordinary bubble, the question is, could it burst? Well, cue Harry Dent, famous author and economist who, based on his long cycle analysis, believes a bust is coming, even if, thanks to continued government efforts, it's a bust postponed, at least for now. Given where things stand, I wanted to explore this in more detail with Harry, and so I'll be running a special event next Wednesday, Sydney time at 7 a.m. and repeated again at 7 p.m, where we'll be looking at what is going on here, and also with Troy Harris, asking whether Bitcoin offers a way forward. For anyone interested in these big picture issues or thinking about wealth management in uncertain times, this is one to join. You can sign up using the link below.